This episode may contain content that could be distressing or objectionable to certain listeners. Please refer to the episode show notes for details. Discretion is advised. Hello, listeners. Welcome to Your Movie, My Movie with Dan and Steve.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Steve. Also with us today is writer and not-so-silent partner of the podcast, Ciara.
I'm Ciara.
This is a podcast where one of us picks a movie to watch and we discuss it together. In this episode, we're talking about one of Ciara's picks, the 2010 movie Womb, starring Ava Green and Matt Smith. Written by Benedict Fleegauf and Elizabeth Zaz, and directed by Benedict Fleegauf. We will be talking about spoilers, so if you want to watch the movie first, now's the time to do so. But before we talk about the movie, Dan, who would you recommend this movie to?
Thank you so much for asking, Steve. I didn't write my spiel because I just didn't. I would recommend this movie to cinematographers in training.
Okay.
And no one else.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. And Mr. Oedipus Rex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ciara, who would you recommend this movie to?
Good question. I thought about this all last night and all today, and I couldn't think of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't think of a single person. Maybe those who enjoy disturbing movies that aren't like inherently horror based. I guess. If they wanna.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
It's like instead of like getting on the internet and like watching Live Leak, you can just like watch this.
Yeah, it'll give you that same pit in your stomach, I feel.
Oh, yeah, I would not be surprised if it did.
Can I say, Stephen, I have been so scared.
Hold on. We'll get there.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve.
Yes, Daniel.
Who would you recommend this film for?
I would recommend this movie for those fans right in the middle of the Venn diagram, with Tom Cruise's Oblivion making one circle, and the other circle being flowers in the attic.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Out of those two, I've only seen Oblivion, so I'll just concur.
Okay.
Out of those two, I've only seen Flowers in the Attic. So.
Oh wow. Makes total sense. So Ciara, usually this is the time when I would ask you why you picked this movie. But before I do so, I have to ask, are we okay? Like, are we still friends? Do you still like me? Or is this like some kind of racial thing?
You know what's so funny? I was going to ask you the same question.
Okay.
Because like we finished the movie last night, and I was like, Daniel, please tell me you still love me. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I chose this movie because one, I hadn't seen it in a very long time, and I need to stress that I haven't seen it since I was 13.
Okay.
Like 12 or 13.
A wonderful age to watch this movie, I'm sure.
1000%. I absolutely recommend it. But I watched it when I was like 12 or 13, and I had not seen it since, right? And I remember the concept being so whacked out and fucked up. And I remember liking the performances a lot and all of that. And so I was like, you know what? For my pick, because I've done, movies that I feel like the guys would like either enjoy or just kind of like, I want to choose like a fucked up movie, like my level of fucked up, which is this movie kind of went beyond that. My level of fucked up.
Well, it's nice to know.
See what the response is.
It's nice to know that you still have a standard, so
yeah.
that you do have a line. So.
Yeah. And so again, have not seen this. I'm 24. I haven't seen this in about 12 years, 11 years.
Okay.
And so I forgot. I forgot a lot of this movie. Especially the last like 20 minutes. Because in my memory, the movie ended like 40 minutes earlier than it did.
Okay.
And the ending, things transpired a lot different than I remembered. Probably because my brain was trying to protect me.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Response.
Yeah, I literally made up a whole different ending because what I remembered was not at all what this ending was at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really thought, from what I remembered, I really wanted you guys to just watch this like crazy fucked up, sort of sci-fi concept movie with me. So we could just, talk about how crazy fucked up it was. Wow. And it turned out to be something, it turned out more than I bargained for. And I had to take a preemptive shot before recording because I've been so scared to talk about it. I kept telling Daniel, I was like, Steven's gonna materialize in our room and whoop my ass.
No, I won't. I would not whoop your ass. I would just, look down at you. But also like with my eyes towards the sky at the same time and just shake my head and wonder why.
Yeah.
Where is your God now? So
we should fill the audience in maybe.
Yeah. It's time for Ciara to talk about the plot for 2 minutes. Explain it.
Oh wait.
You have 2 minutes
to summarize
to
the
explain
entire
it.
movie.
Yeah, to explain it.
I didn't prep.
It's okay.
Oh no. I should have taken 2 shots. Oh no.
Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Are you going to do the stopwatch or am I, Dan?
I'll do the stopwatch, Steve.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the story starts with Tommy and Rebecca. They are best friends at a young age, and they go through like this, I guess it's like a school break or something like that together on this cute little island that they live on. Rebecca has to leave with her mom to Tokyo for the foreseeable future. She's never going to see Tommy again. She comes back after she's graduated college to the little island town, whatever, to go find Tommy. They basically fall back in love. They know each other for about a few days as adults. And Tommy says he's going to go away to go do this like environmental activist thing at this this weird facility that they just built somewhere in town. And she's like, okay, I'll come with you. And in that, they stopped on the side of the road to go pee. Rebecca leaves the car. Tommy goes to leave the car and he gets hit by another car. So Tommy is dead. But there's this procedure in this reality in this movie where you can become impregnated with somebody I guess. I don't know. And so she does that for Tommy. She then becomes pregnant with Tommy, and then raises Tommy from a child into an adult in hopes that he will fall back in love with her. And in the movie they call it like artificial incest or something like that, and it's very looked down upon because it is a very controversial procedure. And she kind of goes through like the woes of and the realities of what the hell she had done, while also kind of not regretting it at all. I don't know how to explain that. And then it all kind of comes to a tumultuous end where unfortunately Tommy too ends up fucking his mom and then leaves. And that's the end of the movie.
Still got 10 seconds left.
That's all I want to say for right now. I got that done in 1:45. I want that to be known.
That's a good record.
Thank you.
I will mention that number one, Rebecca loses her virginity to Tommy, and then the ending is the beginning where we see her pregnant. Apparently. So
wait,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what I found out when I read a summary of this movie. You know the shot at the beginning with Rebecca pregnant?
Yeah.
Apparently that's an epilogue.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I only have a few things to say about this movie and then I'll be done.
Steve, I know that you know what the perfect double feature is for this film.
You know what's coming. You know what's coming for Halloween, Dan.
Yep, I do.
You sow the wind, you reap the whirlwind. What can I say? That's just how it goes on this podcast.
Dear God.
Oh, that's what you're gonna make us watch next?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be my Halloween pick now. I gotta respond to this movie. and I certainly am. Okay. So here's kind of the few things I have to say about this movie. I wasn't even in like 3 minutes into this movie when I asked, is this some weird European incest porn thing?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Well, I mean, with the
Oh wait, never mind. There's
just watch the beginning of the movie. And
well, we should explain. There's like some weird kind of like awkward shots of a young girl like in a bathtub and like
yes, there's that.
And then there's like
the boy sleeping
and a young boy sleeping in the same bed.
The boy shirtless.
Partially clothed. And
and then she has her fingers walk, on his chest, and yeah.
I didn't remember any of that.
Well,
I swear to God, I didn't remember any of that.
So I wanted to say that. And when I realized what it was, I just wanted to say that this is not the first weird European incest porn thing that Eva Green has been in.
Yeah, man.
Because she was also in Dreamers, which is a
Mhm.
weird European incest porn thing.
Mhm.
Where she also, loses her virginity in that. So, um, if I had a nickel for every time it happened, I would have 2 nickels, but it's awfully strange that, it happened twice. So,
And with the case of Matt Smith, this is it would be 3. So,
really?
yeah.
What
Not like weird European shit, other than just being in he was in The Crown.
Okay.
And then he was just in that what is it? What is that called? Game of Thrones spin-off thing?
Oh, House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's incestuous both times.
Yeah, yeah.
So in total, we would have a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wrote down in my notes, this seems like it was written by a nerd who got into sci-fi just so they could do the mental gymnastics to make the very wrong things they want to do seem okay, even when it's not.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I said, I wrote that down, and then a somewhat famous movie quote came to mind as I was watching this. They were so concerned with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think about whether or not they should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's that one from again?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that could go could go for like the writer and just Rebecca in
Yeah.
the movie as well.
Yeah. You mentioned that you haven't seen this, since it, since you're a young child, and I understand why. It's available nowhere. We had to watch it on YouTube.
That's where I watched it. When I first watched it, I watched it on YouTube.
It has like millions of views, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, but how many of it is just like repeat viewings by really weird fans of this movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. You two can take it from here.
A short episode.
That was all you had to say?
I mean, what else is there to really say that the movie doesn't say better?
I mean, you could talk about the actors or something like that. No, it's fine. We'll take over.
People,
No, I can handle that.
listeners can, watch the performances for themselves.
Well, no.
We don't actually. I'm gonna go on record and say don't.
Okay.
Don't watch it.
I don't think this is a movie that needs to be seen, to be honest.
Okay.
Although it is very beautiful. My biggest takeaway from this movie was that just how gorgeous looking it is, and how much picking your locations and your set design really, really, really make a difference.
For sure.
Because this movie does not look like any other movie. It looks very sci-fi, but also very grounded.
Well, it really has it really portrays the sense of isolation.
Yeah.
That this movie wants you to feel, because Rebecca is very much alone in what she is doing. So, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
this was a troubling watch, and I know it is my fault. And again, I will apologize. But it's so weird because I vividly remember most of like the like after she gives birth to Tommy too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember her being very weird, right? But I remember it being that weird.
You mean you don't remember the part where Rebecca and the cloned the young clone of her lover that she gave birth to were bathing together in the bathtub, and then he stands up and starts talking to her,
reciting poetry,
and we see the whole back 40. Yeah.
Didn't remember that.
Well, hold on. I guess I have more to say. Hold on. Where Rebecca and her teenage son are wrestling on the beach.
Oh, yep.
And he overpowers her and holds her down. Their faces pressed so close together. And the young teenage boy Tommy says to his mother, "Now I can do whatever I want to you." And her reply, "Go ahead."
Oh boy.
You know what?
Yeah.
I didn't remember what they said.
Okay.
But I remembered that part.
Like
how it looked. And then in my head, I was like, yeah, but like nothing, like it was kind of like it was kind of like left up to the audience as to like what was going on.
That's totally ambiguous. Yeah.
I totally remember the dialogue.
Yeah. That movie totally leaves it up to interpretation, and the problem is me. The
evil is in the mind of the beholder.
And so when that came up, I was like, oh, I remember the scene. And then they started talking. I looked at Daniel and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Mind you, listeners, that's not even the first time she was fucking weird and pedophilic with her son in this movie. That was just the one where it was like,
Oh, you guys forgot about that weird moment whenever he throws a net over her.
This is when Tommy's grown.
No, I did not forget that. I just didn't get there yet. Because that part was so weird. All three of them figured it out.
Yes.
Oh my god. Death to Rebecca, for real. That bitch deserves to rot in hell. She's so fucking weird. I can't handle it. Oh my god.
Yeah. His girlfriend Monica was giving them, the looks one gives when you see a grown ass man kiss his mom on the lips. So
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so the cinematography.
Yeah, that's the takeaway from this movie. It's cinematography. It's the how it looks and the way it was shot. This movie is practically Barry Lyndon for a new generation.
Exactly. Yep. I mean, Barry Lyndon does almost fuck his cousin in the beginning, so.
Okay.
Which is like, compared to this, like so much better.
Yeah.
Without debate. So much better.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that there was some interesting symbolism.
Uh-huh.
That was what I found to be interesting. Some interesting symbolism was rather interesting. Basically, whenever Matt Smith and Rebecca part for the first time when they are young, she's like, "You better say goodbye to me," and he's like, "I'll wait and I'll say goodbye to you." And he didn't show up at the ferry when she left. And whenever she comes back as an adult, he's like, "Yeah, I was looking for this snail that we were talking about, and we had found together, and I was gonna give you this snail." Which I thought was an interesting sort of symbol, a snail as a symbol, because Tommy, whenever they're first looking at the snail, is like, because they picked it up and they moved it to the kitchen table, and he's like, it would have taken him his entire lifetime and he still wouldn't have been able to get here. He must think this is a whole nother world kind of thing. And it's just that weird, processing mortality, how little and how small our lives are. And then it continues as a symbol because he gives her the snail as an adult, and by that time the snail is dead, and it's just the shell, which is still a part of the snail, but it's something different now, and it's not really alive anymore. And instead of taking that as a lesson in mortality, she takes that as a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she does.
Because even the note in the matchbox with the dead snail, it said, "But I'll wait as long as it takes."
Yes, I will wait as long as it takes. As in, like, little boy Tommy will wait as long as it takes for Rebecca to come back to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came back, but then he died. So.
And then 9 months later, he rose again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, like, okay, here's my thing. Tommy would have fucking hated that, because she gets the procedure done at the place where he was going to, like, protest and cause mass hysteria.
Yep. Okay, what did they call that place? Because the video didn't have captions for it, so there was some dialogue that I missed.
He said it was called Sparkling Park.
Okay.
It's like a cloning facility.
Yeah. So the thing is that, so from what I understood, because I had to rewatch the scene today, before we recorded. From what I got from it was where that facility stands, it used to be like a marsh, right? And then they just built on top of that a bunch of concrete on top of that marsh, and built this facility that he says the profit will come from cyber prostitution, like cyber bitches, plastic surgery, cloning of domestic animals. But they call the facility, I don't think itself is called Sparkling Park. I think it's like they built the facility and then decided to try to make it look pretty around the facility, and they call that Sparkling Park.
Right. Okay.
I'm not sure.
It's probably the name of the plaza where it's at. Okay. And he bred a whole bunch of cockroaches, and his plan was to take them in rucksacks and just dump them in the place, I suppose. And that's what they were going off to do when he died.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then anybody who were like any of the workers or any police that were to come while that was happening, they had like quick setting cement, I guess, that they would try to corral them into running into, which is crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's a part that I feel like I really forgot about that part. And I was like, oh, so you guys were really about to do some wild shit.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there was a whole plan, and there was other people showing up also, which is
23 participants in this quote unquote militant environmentalist activist group.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. This movie's so fucking weird. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you know, I watch Violence Voyager, you know?
this is weirder than Violence Voyager, I do think.
It's hold on. It's a whole different vibe. Like Violence Voyager is Japanese weirdness. But Womb is, you know, it's Euro weirdness.
Yeah.
You know, because there's because she goes to Tommy and she sees that German Shepherd sitting like right in front of his door. But the German Shepherd doesn't move and doesn't say anything. And my response was, look, even the dog is British in this movie. Because you know, I get that a German wrote this, but the cultural behaviors that are both German as well as British like come off in this movie. You know, which definitely affects its vibe because, you know, there's a lot of gazing, you know, there's a lot of long shots. There's a lot of looking at, you know, the beautiful scenery or, you know, beautiful locations. Not so much with the talking. You know, this is not a dialogue heavy movie by any means, which, you know, kind of fits both the British stiff upper lip cultural what do you want to call it? Artifact, and but also, you know, it's also kind of German too. So
that is one thing I took note of while watching the movie was that as fucked up as this movie is, it was impressively well made in the fact that there was so much visual storytelling going on and so little explained to us through dialogue explicitly.
Yeah.
And the dialogue that was there was very direct and but it wasn't so heavy-handed. And we basically understood everything through the visual aspects, which I was impressed by.
Yeah, you could watch this movie with a soundtrack and like still follow the whole thing along, including the weirdness. And that's, but you know, that kind of suits its, you know, European nature. We have the European Union. And so, you know, like the media there in Europe, is a lot more visual based than language based, I think. So more people can understand it and get it. You know, that's why Mr. Bean was such a big hit, is because, you know, there's no dialogue in that show, but you still get why it's funny. So
yeah.
And I've been watching board game videos on YouTube a lot. And it's by this British channel, and they do like talk a lot about Euro games or German games. And like for those, like most of the directions are visual. So it's all visual rather than, you know, language based because of that. So, yeah. Yeah.
Got anything to say, Ciara?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know where to start. So I'll say this.
Uh-huh.
While I was taking my notes throughout the movie, I was kind of going, beat for beat, this is happening, this person said this person said that, this is leading to this sort of thing. And then it kind of just it kind of just all came to a point where I was writing complete scribbles. Where it was less of like analyzing the film and more of my just reactions to the film. And I wrote so many times, she's so fucking sick in the head, oh my gosh. And I feel like that's like the biggest takeaway from this film. She is so fucking sick in the head. But also, if I want to try to get deep with it, which I don't, it is a movie about grief. And the lengths someone would go, in order to bring back the person that they love. Granted, they knew each other as children and then knew each other as adults for like 5 days. But still, I did tell Daniel that I love him so much, more than I can bear, but there's no way on God's green earth, in heaven or in hell, that I would do anything like this, given the opportunity or the access. But it is fascinating because they didn't know each other for that long. They knew each other as kids, and then 12 years later she comes back. They know each other for about maybe a week, maybe less, and then that's it. And then he dies, and she's so hell-bent on having him again and experiencing things that she had imagined, I guess, in her time away with him. And when she brings it up to his parents, which it seemed like it wasn't that long after he passed, honestly, she brought it up to them, the idea of, was it genetic replication? And his mom is like, well, who's going to carry the baby? And of course no one answers because we all know the answer. And she says, what did she say? I have it written down. She says, we are not farm animals. We accept what life gives us. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what she says. And like her mom, or Tommy's mom, is so against this idea. She does not want any part of it, basically. The dad is kind of like, well, yeah, it would be cool, I guess, to see my son again. Like, I'm not like super keen on this idea, but like, if you're gonna do it, go for it. He even tells her to like stay on the island they live on because he loved the sea. Maybe he will again. But his parents move. They get the hell out of there. And it's I've been thinking about it a lot today because it's like they knew him forever. They knew him to the very bitter end, right? And they're like, yeah, okay, that was it. We had our son. We loved him. We had a great time with him. He had a great time with us. That's it. Book closed. And then here's Rebecca, who knew him for a 18th of that time, and she's like, all right, time to bring him back. Let's wrap around, and it's just interesting, like when you think about grief and when you lose somebody, either you knew them for a long time or you had them in your life, obviously, but you didn't see them as much. There's always that thing of like, oh God, I would do anything to see them again, yada yada. But then when it's somebody who you've been with your whole life, of course it's still awful to have them pass away, but it's like, we did that. we had a good time. So it's interesting to like see that portray the way it was, I guess, in this film.
Yeah. And you're definitely right about it being about grief, because there's one other mention of a clone, and that is with the girl Dima. Because okay, let me get this straight. Dima is a clone of her mother's mother.
Correct.
Yes.
So Dima's
the grandma's the baby.
Yes. 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 And it was also pointed out to me, like at that meeting, Dima was petting her bunny Flake while she was wearing an Angora sweater. So yeah, hold on. And I think Angora is like made, isn't that made from rabbits? Oh, it's a fur of the rabbit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's that. And then you know, there is that I guess like parent meeting, or well it's the meeting of just women, but they're talking about Dima, and that's when they call it artificial incest, and they're like, yeah, we don't let Dima hang out with our children because she's the product of artificial incest. You knew that, like you wouldn't let her in your home, would you? And Rebecca like took a minute. She was like, no, I wouldn't do that. No, no, not at all.
Yeah, immediately afterwards.
Yeah. And then there's that shot where she's riding her bicycles, her bicycle home, and then hold on, Tommy's old girlfriend from when he died is talking to those mothers, and then we get the scene where Tommy has his birthday and no children come by.
Yeah. So with that really quick, because honestly, it's kind of like a blink and you miss it. When Rebecca is getting this procedure done at that facility, Rose, Tommy's ex, is working at that facility.
Yeah.
And because I literally did not catch that the first time I watched it. Granted, don't remember much. I'll say that again. But I didn't catch it the first time I watched the movie. And so when we watched it last night, I was like, oh shit, that's gonna come up again somehow. Completely forgetting that that's how this all happens.
Yeah. And so like one of the reasons why I bring it up is because, you know, these clones, you know, from the way that they treat them, they're essentially, you know, second class citizens. So, you know, there's a class system in this movie, which is very British, if not European, you know.
I was going to say that basically Tommy's the manic pixie dream boy. In a weird way. Or like the hot girl born yesterday or whatever. Kind of like in there's like video essays about it, but in that one, what's that one guy? He did the Fifth Element. That's what it is. Yeah, she's like an adult who's just born, and so she's like of legal age, but
but she's still like a baby.
She's mentally like a child.
The Fifth Element was written and directed by French director Luc Besson, who was also the writer and director of The Professional. So
Leon the Professional, and he is a pedophile.
Yeah, I was saying that's a hefty streak already.
Yeah. But I mean, like I could give the writer director of Womb like a little bit of credit for perhaps being self-aware. Like, maybe, like he knows of these things and is like wants the audience to like, question, or like he is invoking it, whereas Luc Besson, he has no self-awareness at all to how creepy he is. So there is that difference in the movie, I think. So
yeah, because this movie does at least bring it up as a sort of moral quandary, or at least, or maybe a moral judgment. It's not on Rebecca's side. It's just, it's sort of an observer. It doesn't, I don't know. There was like a moment in there whenever they were having that teacher conference when it was like, is this like trying to be compared to like racism or something, like, or like homophobia? But I don't think that's what it's talking about. But yeah, it is aware that it is. I think that Rebecca is kind of not in her right mind. I think that it's aware of that.
Yeah,
because I feel like the mother, Tommy's mom, is like the moral compass of the movie, because
absolutely she is. Yeah,
in that confrontation where Rebecca is asking for permission to give birth to her boyfriend, the mother tells Rebecca, if I were you, Rebecca, I would repaint this room white, because in her room she had created like a mural of basically the time that she spent growing up with Tommy, which was not very long, and then also like the sort of return journey with Tommy. So she had painted her narrative on the wall, and basically Tommy's mom was like, you need to move on, and he's gone, and you need to deal with that now. But Rebecca could not. And then what sort of leads everything to unravel is I guess it's in the middle of the unraveling. Tommy's mom, Tommy 1's mom,
the original Tommy.
Original
who's
Tommy.
who's also a character in Buckaroo Banzai, I believe. That's what he's called, the original Tommy.
We should watch that apparently.
Yes, absolutely.
Original Tommy's mom shows up to replicant Tommy's house and basically introduces herself kind of, and just like sees him and gets a good long look, and then leaves immediately. I don't remember everything that happened there, but basically he was like, he recognized her, and she recognized him, and she had to see him, and then that was it. She was good to go. And I feel like she looked at Rebecca and was just kind of like, what have you done?
No, she kind of like, Rebecca was more like, oh shit. It's T1's mom was looking at T2 saying nothing, just kind of taking in like, okay, yeah, that happened. And then when she goes to leave, she kind of just gives Rebecca a little squeeze on the arm.
Oh yeah.
And then dips. Completely silent. My girl said, what's understood doesn't have to be explained.
Yeah. So she wasn't as judgmental, but she was just sort of awestruck and terrified.
Not in a good way. Yeah.
She's seeing a ghost.
Yeah.
The weirdest part of this movie is the very end. In more ways than one.
Which part?
Because because yes, Tommy 2 decides to fuck Rebecca, which is the person who gave birth to him.
Yeah.
And there's a whole sex scene and stuff like that.
It's really not great.
The next morning, he's packing up his stuff and he's leaving. But before he leaves, he says, thank you, Rebecca, which I thought was fucking weird. Because, you know, it kind of calls into question, what does the filmmaker mean? Is it worth it to be alive again if you have to have sex with the person who gives birth to you and be in a grooming relationship with that person your entire life? And then be lied to your whole life? Is that what that means?
Well, I would imagine it's like, you know, thank you for like giving me life, you know, like because of you, I'm here. But it's double edged because, you know, he calls her Rebecca rather than mother or mom, and then he leaves, you know, so I think there's, like, I'm not sure what that means, but it's definitely meant to be a double-edged meaning. So
because I remember him saying that. I remember saying thank you, Rebecca, and leaving. I don't remember anything that happened before that. And so watching it this time, well, the first time I watched it, I thought it was just like the thank you was kind of like all right, now since you've told me, I can go try to live my life. Because right before, you know, that scene, he's like yelling at her. He's like, I don't know who I am. Do you know like what that's like? Like I was created for literally one thing, and I can't give that. I don't want to give that. This is so fucking weird. I'm not my own person because I'm just a copy of my father who I did not know. It's like he has a whole like identity crisis basically right before. And so from what I remembered, what my brain made up as the ending of this movie the first time was that she had like, you know, confessed everything, and he finally has like closure with all of it, and it's like they fight and then that's it, and he says thank you, Rebecca, because now he's now completely separated from her like vision of him, if that makes any sense. And I guess the same can be said for like how I took it this time watching it, where there is closure there, and what was I gonna say? I had it so good. There is closure there for the both of them. She's like, all right, got me some. Peace out, dog. You're your own man now. And he's like, thank fuck.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they do have closure, but it's the kind of closure where they're never going to see each other again ever in their lives.
Yeah,
you know?
They both can move on from this.
Yeah, and Tommy apparently, you know, is going off to find who he is, you know, find himself away from Rebecca. So, yes, Daniel?
Oh, I just said, well, they can try to move on.
Well, yeah, their past is going to be a weight on both of them for sure.
Like, I don't think I could get any of that information waterboarded out of me. They could fucking try. They could absolutely try, and I could not. Because she's literally grooming him the whole movie.
Yeah.
The whole movie. It's so freaking weird. Like, oh, this movie is so interesting. It's so thought-provoking. The performances are like, okay, you know, but like really, when you just look at it all, the meat and potatoes, this lady is grooming her son from birth to adulthood.
Absolutely.
There's no boundaries whatsoever. And especially when we see T2 as a grown up, right? She comes Rebecca comes into the bedroom with like breakfast in bed, right? And there's two settings. So in my head, I'm like, okay, that's just for her and her son, whatever is kind of weird. Fuck it, you know? But no, there's a woman there. My queen, Monica, is there. And they're both naked in the bed, I'm assuming. Almost positive they're both naked in the bed. And then before Monica even wakes up, T2 wakes up. He's like, "Oh, mom, I had this crazy dream." And just like tells her about this fucking weird dream where he looks like a tin can and he keeps spilling out this liquid or whatever. And then Monica wakes up and she's just like, morning. like the because of the isolation and because of the disregard for boundaries or anything normal or appropriate between Rebecca and T2, like this is just a normal fucking day for them. And it's so weird. And Monica is like the one person that's able to sort of like she's not even really questioning anything. She doesn't say much about the relationship until like, he does the thing under the shirt. Yeah. But like she doesn't judge the relationship at all. She probably has like a weird look every once in a while, but I feel like she's the one that had Tommy questioning, this relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was seeing his relationship with his mom through her eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And thank God he realized how fucked up it was. But like the whole time, which means that she's also a pedophile. It's so gross because this woman is grieving. Obviously, she's going through this crazy procedure because through grief, right? And so you want to sympathize with her, even though she gives you really nothing to go off of. But like you want to because you're human and moral, But you can't. The filmmaker doesn't fucking let you. He doesn't let you sympathize with her at all. Literally every disgusting, gross, overly sexualized scene between her and her young son lingers for far too long. Not in a way for it to be sexy. We know what sexy cuts are, This is lingering like, are you guys seeing this? It's very much in your face, you know? And my rant is almost over. I kind of went off the cuff, but like, my God, it is just so damning.
Well, no, because Eva Green and, Matt Smith are both very, very attractive people, but their physical attraction does absolutely nothing to glamorize the creepiness and the grossness that's happening in the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Because even their interactions with T1 and Rebecca, it's like it's a little awkward. They knew each other as children. They come back together as adults or whatever. Even when they kiss for the first time, they're like, "Oh, that's weird." And they kind of like, they're still next to each other, but they're not really like, connected. But we don't really see them interact romantically that much. Like the most you see is after they feed bananas to the cockroaches and like they kiss, I think. If I remember correctly, they kiss and then that's it. We don't see them really interact romantically at all.
They wake up in bed together though, right? I think they wake.
Do they?
I thought they did, but I don't know for sure.
I don't know. The chemistry it wasn't there. And I know that's intentional, obviously, but the chemistry just wasn't there. And so when it all comes together again with T2 and her, it's like there's nothing. I'm not craving nothing from this. If I were to look past all the weird, creepy shit that she did, I'm still unsatisfied with what's happening because there's no. The payoff feels like icky. Like it still feels icky,
Well, that's because it is. So.
Well, just because it is, obviously, yeah. But it's just bizarre. The whole thing is so fucking bizarre. It is an interesting movie. I'm scared to say it's a good movie in company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I for those who watch this, I can't really. I mean, the only place that I would imagine people actually recommending this movie is like on Reddit. Like that's it, because you don't want anybody to know in real life that you've seen this movie.
Exactly. Like even because I went on Letterboxd obviously, and I was reading the reviews, and even the ones that were like 4.5 stars, 5 stars, 3.5 stars, they are like low-key shitting on the movie, but also very slightly being like, but it kind of was fucking sick. Like,
yeah, well, so yeah, like it's well shot, it's well acted, and it's well written. You know, so on those technical and even on those technical and even artistic levels, it's good. It's just the subject matter that makes it hard to watch, and how it conveys that subject matter. So
correct,
yeah. So you know, when everything about this movie is so good, but the subject matter, you know, it kind of brings to mind, you know, that German female director who like directed Triumph of the Will for Hitler.
Oh yeah.
You know, because she apparently revolutionized like a whole bunch of like cinematic techniques, but she did it for a terrible reason. So yeah.
I have like no real like train of like thought or like where like I'm not going anywhere with this. It's kind of just like things that I just remembered.
Okay.
Really quick. So when there's T2 and there's Monica and they're both staying at his mother's house, she's like, oh, she's lovely. She can stay as long as she wants, whatever. Rebecca, you know, about Monica. But then we really see Rebecca start to panic. And she's obviously very depressed because she's like, wow, I'm really losing my dude again. This is bullshit. But then she's also more reckless in her behaviors towards Tommy. Granted, they haven't had company over there in forever, but like it still seems like a lot. You know, she was more socialized than Tommy was, so she should know, you know, the status quo. Like don't try to fuck your son while his girlfriend is also in the house. But it's interesting. That's the only thing I could say, because it's like she knows that he's already gone. Basically, she's already lost Tommy. But she still is trying to like get him in some way. She's not like, you know, shooing away anything weird that he's doing towards her, like the thing under the shirt. And she gets into bed with him while he's like in his underwear taking a nap, and like cuddles with him. And it's like he's obviously thrown off by it. Either they haven't, you know, done that in a while, whether they've done it before or not. Or like it was a touch that he was not expecting from his mother.
Yeah, because well, he woke up and he was expecting it to be Monica, because Monica, he fell asleep with Monica in his bed, and then his mom Rebecca gets in his bed and starts cuddling him, and he's basically still asleep. So then he starts cuddling back, and then he wakes up and sees that it's his mom, and he's like, "Oh,
gross.
Oh, I thought you were Monica." And then there's a weird pause, and then he gets up, and then Monica comes in and starts like making out with him hot and heavy. But he knows that his mom is still in the sheets. So he's like,
and the bitch is peeking.
Yeah, she's peeking hard as fuck. And he's like, I have to take a shower. So yeah, that was that crazy ass scene.
Yeah. Like, and like what that aspect of the movie is all dealing with is, you know, Rebecca has this fantasy of how it's going to work out between her and the Tommy she gives birth to. But then reality is ensuing. So that, you know, which spoils her fantasy. That's what all that is about, you know, reality ensuing. Yeah.
It's just like completely insane to me I mean, she is insane, but it's wild that she thought that because it's nature versus nurture, and nurture is like who you grow up around and the circumstances you grew up in. And it's insane that she thought that it would get to be the same person despite a complete difference in nurture, because he had a dad originally. Like Tommy 1 had a dad, and as well as a mom. And whenever T2 opens up whenever Tommy 2 opens up Tommy 1's laptop and looks through all the photos, Tommy 2 realizes all the stuff that he's missed out on. He's missed out on, a mom and dad. He's missed out on all these crazy, not all these crazy, but, like all these family photos. And instead, he's just been living with this reclusive, sort of sad woman his whole life.
Who wants to keep him all to herself.
Exactly. He missed out on the birthday parties. He missed out on having friends, like all this stuff. Like, because this bitch wanted to be weird.
Yeah, and also there's another scene where that I have to bring up just because it struck me. So when they're kids, they go and they take their bikes to this boat, and they sit on top of the boat and they look at the water coming in. And then whenever Rebecca and Tommy 2, whenever Tommy 2 is about like in his teens, she takes him out to the boat and basically sits on the boat with him, just like they did when they were kids, kind of. And he's kind of like, what are we doing here? And she's like, don't you like it so much here? And he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. But just like her expectations and her fantasy of him. And it is kind of weird, because if you look at it in that way, then it's like, it is weird sometimes how parents can do that to their kids. They can, not want an incestuous relationship with them, but want them to be a certain way and try so hard to make them that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like another thing that like I understand she had like a whole plan set, right? I'm going to get pregnant with Tommy 2, and we're going to fall in love at some point in like 20 something years, right? But through the birth, granted, she got a C-section, which doesn't detract at all from like the connection between mother and child, right? But through the birth, through the breastfeeding, through the raising of her husband's son, like not once was she like, maybe I just needed to have a child. Maybe I just needed to be a parent. Not once was she like, this is kind of fucked up. No, like I have to change my husband's son's diaper. That's a little fucked up. I don't know if I want to keep going through this. I'll raise him as my son. I don't think I want to fuck my son anymore. Like not once did she think that this whole time. Like, oh my God. If you could say anything about Rebecca, which you should also mention she is consistent as a motherfucker. My God.
The words husband, son, and mommy, wife did pass my lips while watching this movie. So
yeah, my one word letterboxd review was motherfucker.
Yeah,
was a pretty common letterboxd review after I looked at the comments.
Yeah.
And I saw, speaking of letterboxd, not to go too long on it, it was just funny because everyone was like, oh, I watched this because of Eva Green, I watched this because of Matt Smith. And people who were super into it for Matt Smith, they were like, oh God, the king does it again. It's a weird watch. I won't tell anybody that I watched it, but my God, what a performance. And then anybody who's there for Eva Green, they were like, imagine going through all of this to try to fuck that face. That's the guy you did all this for. It was so fucked up. And
kinda.
Like, yeah, and like most people were like who had like the 4.5 stars were like mad Eva Green fans, and they're like, this is a fucked up movie. Matt Smith is ugly, but Eva Green is our queen. What I wrote in my notes that she gave her best Mona Lisa this entire film. Like she had no emotion, which I'm sure was like intentional.
Mm-hmm. Well,
sure
she no. She had emotions. Like no. She portrayed emotions all throughout this movie. You know, even more so because there was so little dialogue in it. But she was subdued when she needed to be subdued, and she was not when she did not need to be. So I thought, like, yeah, she's a great actress. So yeah,
absolutely. I thought she had an incredible performance, but there's so many times in the film where I was like, okay. The face has not moved in 5 scenes.
Yes, but that's intentional, like.
No, I know, yeah.
Yeah, she can emote, and she does throughout this movie, most notably in the net scene where she's looking down at Matt Smith and just being like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So.
And speaking of Matt Smith, because I watched this movie when I was 13 because I loved Matt Smith. I loved him. And so I remember watching it then and watching it now. I remember having the same thought of being like, this is so like the way he speaks and how fast he speaks is so Doctor Who coded. And it was in my brain kept trying to flip it to like, yeah, this is basically just like a Doctor Who episode. It's absolutely not a Doctor Who episode, obviously. But like,
it could be. It could be a Doctor Who episode. Yeah, it could be.
Moffat special or something. I don't know. Something fucked up for sure. But it was just so interesting because it was like, because Eva Green, she is great at the drama and being subdued and turning things on and off for her acting, right?
Yeah.
And Matt Smith is great at being goofy.
Yeah.
And speaking fast.
Yeah.
And when their powers come together, you get Womb 2010.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you got me thinking about it, I kind of want to cut a trailer of this movie where it intercuts, Matt Smith from Womb with Matt Smith doing his Mobius dance. Yeah. Yeah.
With the Doctor Who theme song over it.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Photoshop a fez on his head.
Hell yeah, boy. But even like, what was it? It was when he specifically this part. When he goes through T1's laptop, sees everything. And it's all just silence. And he doesn't let his mother leave the room. And what was it? He said, I'm scared. And then he's going on the whole thing of like, I don't know who I am, whatever. And I had it in my notes. Where is it? I'm so sorry. No. I didn't write it down. Shoot. It was the way he said this thing. What was it? Oh, because she was gonna tell the story of like her and T1. And she's like, there was this boy at the beach or whatever, and he was like, so what boy, what beach, who cares?
No, but
it's so silly because it's the way he says it. It's so Doctor Who coded. Because I've seen him give this type of speech before in many seasons.
But it does sort of shatter her idea of fantasy because he's just like, who's that woman? I recognize her. His T1's mother, and she's here trying to tell him the whole romantic backstory, and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who is that lady? And I don't
know. I just looked it up, and apparently Matt Smith started playing Doctor Who the same year that Womb came out.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Steve.
Yes, Ciara.
So this movie has two different names.
Yeah.
One is Clone. And one is Womb.
Yeah. Apparently,
which one do you prefer?
Apparently, it was named Clone for the UK release. But I have no idea why. But I mean, I think Womb is a better name for it than Clone is. Because clone can kind of mean anything. Whereas womb makes it about the mother, which is what this movie is about. Yeah.
I agree. I'm in agreement with that.
Okay.
Also, another question for you, Steve.
Did
you know that clones have a smell?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you do? Okay, so do you know what they smell like?
Was it bleach or copper?
Window cleaner.
Oh, window cleaner. Okay, yeah.
For some reason that tickled me to no end. I don't know why.
Well, that's another aspect of, the class system, in England. You can physically tell who is in the in group and who's part of the out group. So rather than skin color, or in the case of Britain, your accent, it's by how you smell. So, yeah, window cleaner. Yeah.
I'm pretty much done, but legendary table smacking scene in this film.
Oh yeah.
Matt Smith is shaking the salt shaker, but it's like stuck, and so he just like pounds it against the table for like a solid 10 seconds straight. And then when that doesn't work, he like goes into the other room, grabs a whole handful of salt and just dumps it on his food, and then like throws the rest at Monica, which fuck you, Monica does not deserve that.
Monica does not deserve none of this.
But I understand your frustration.
Yeah, I don't think that scene was really about the salt shaker being stuck. So, but yeah.
Oh really? I thought it was just like, it was bland. I mean, they are British, so the food does need salt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, you can interpret it however you want, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've thought about this movie enough that I'm willing to. Yeah.
Fair enough. Before you go, a special thank you to our bestest friend of the show, Brian. Thank you, Brian, for supporting Your Movie, My Movie. Now, if any of you would like to support the show, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/yourmoviemymoviepodcast, or leave us a review on whatever you're listening to us on. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. Any last words? Any last comments, Ciara?
I was just gonna say, I appreciate you both watching it. I'm sorry again, but I'm happy I'm not the only one that has seen this movie. Because I've walked through life for 11, 12 years with this movie in my brain, with no one to share it with. And I apologize that I did not give you guys a full idea of what you were getting into, but I appreciate your guys' valiant effort and bravery for enduring such a tumultuous task. I give this movie a solid 3 out of 5. And two things. I forgot that there's 2 actors in this film whom I am fans of, and I did not know I was fans of them until watching this film yesterday. So, of course, we have Eva Green. We have Matt Smith. We know them. We love them, right? But then we have, I wrote her name down. Hold on.
Tonks or Gilly?
Tonks.
Okay.
Tonks. Was it Natalia Gastian? Is that her name? Natalia Gastian, the actress who plays Rose, which Doctor Who mentioned. She is in Harry Potter. We all know her as Nymphadora Tonks. And she's just phenomenal. I think she was also in like an episode or two of Doctor Who, which is funny. It's like a very small pool. And then we have my beloved, what is her name? So sorry. Wanumi Mosaku, who people who listen to this podcast, all three of you absolutely have seen Sinners, as she plays it was Smokes.
I think it was Smokes
X.
Yeah.
Yes. She's a fantastic actress as well. I loved her in The End of the Fucking World. She played a detective. She was fantastic.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. She's fantastic. So some familiar faces in this film as well. That's fun. That's great. They were very, very minor characters, but still.
The actress who plays Monica, she played Gilly in Game of Thrones, but the actress who plays Tonks also played Alsha in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So
and the girl who plays Monica played Cassie in Skins UK. Skins UK viewers out there, holla at your girl. Loved her. She was my favorite character in Skins. Should not have been watching it when I was watching it. Also should not have watched this movie when I first watched it either. But we all make decisions that, our consequences come up later in life.
One more actor is T1's father, Peter Wright, is in Pride and Prejudice, Hot Fuzz, Atonement, Naked, Secrets and Lies, so some Mike Leigh films, and others.
Neat.
There's not much to say. There's not much to say. There's not much to say, but there's also so much to say about this film. But I feel like we got enough out. Steve, how did you feel about it?
Our podcast is for obscure movies, of which this certainly is one. And I think being on our podcast, thankfully, that's not going to change. So yeah.
Do you feel the same way, Daniel?
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was a very beautiful looking movie with some brilliant. Oh, one last thing I'll say is that the shot where it's the two of them at the table with his birthday cake and the balloons on the ground. Such a lonely ass looking shot. Wonderfully done. Yeah, some great still lifes in this film.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
But not so great that you need to watch it.
One more thing. This is very, very random. You can probably cut this out if you want, Steve. There is a part where T2 is grown and I think he just got out of the shower and he's sitting with Rebecca at the table and he's just got like a towel wrapped around his waist, but he's wearing like beat up sneakers as like house shoes. And there is an unfortunate anecdote in my life where I was messing with this guy once and he was like an at-home gym rat. So anytime I went over, he was always like either working out or like just getting out of the shower from working out. And he would always have a towel around his waist and he would wear the most beat up sneakers as house shoes. So when I saw that, I genuinely gasped. And the pit in my stomach that I'd felt throughout the whole like second act of this film, like it kind of just grew bigger. I don't know how to explain that. I really felt so much despair.
Okay.
And I felt quite a lot of despair whenever he fucked his mom wearing cargo shorts.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well,
And
now
that's all I'll say
Ciara,
about that.
well, now Ciara, you got me wondering if the old beat up shoes that he's wearing belong to the original Tommy. Maybe those were the shoes he got hit in the car in. For those who listen to this and watch the movie, be sure to let us know because none of us want to watch it again.
You know what they might be because they were white shoes and they looked a little fucked up. I'm pretty sure he had white shoes.
Yeah,
He was knocked out of. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he was knocked out of his shoes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Steve.
Yeah.
All
right.
right. That's it.
Are we done?
We're done.
We're done.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all come back now here. Please come back.
Please come back. I'm sorry.
Please. Maybe. I understand if you don't. Bye.
Bye.